Anything?
So how's the offense look so far this week? Just generally, just give it all to me.
So how's the offense look? I don't know. I'll let you know Saturday about 4. No, doing good. You know, excited. We've got a couple of things. Gonna get some other guys in the game. You know, I think Alex has had a good week of practice, which is nice to see him back out. No, excited about this weekend.
Maybe Kenny Walker maybe make a little bit.
Yeah, I love to see Kenny. You know, his reps picked up this last game. I like to see the ball get thrown to him. You know, a little bit this week.
What does he present?
Speed.
When you're facing Washington, what have you seen that he would?
Well, not just Washington. I think anybody. He brings one thing to the table. He brings every day is explosiveness, his speed, and so we've got to do a better job of getting him into situations where we can take advantage of that.
Given how much defenses have dropped back,
I know it's crazy. You know, why don't we throw the ball more? Well, they're dropping like 10.
Does that make Thomas potentially coming back this week that much more important on those middle routes? Yeah,
bigger body in there, a guy that can work the middle of the field. You know, a little more experience than Mossy. Although Mossy's done a really good job. And the hardest thing, especially in this style of offense for any of us is patience. You know, because we want to go fast and go score like right now. And so I thought the kids. I thought the guys did a nice job of being patient last week against that style of defense. You know, I mean, and when the opportunity presents itself, there was a couple of other opportunities we missed on, but the times that they did present ourselves, so that we have to be able to take advantage of the shots down the field. But you have to be it's kind of a bend don't break style defense. You have to be an offense that you can't have penalties. You can't get yourself off schedule. You got to have patience. You got to be willing to go out there and, instead of 4-play drives and 5-play drives, it may, turn into 8-9-play drives, and you have to be able to finish when you're in the red zone. So that's just, as opposed to you play a pressure defense where it's, it's hit, miss. It's famine, feast type deal.
Let's say you're a DC. Does it make sense to drop that many guys when you got Brett able to run like that?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know anything about defense or offense, by the way. Don't even say that. I did your line for you. Just let him keep talking. He'll say something stupid, right?
The rope out.
Yes.
When you're up against a defensive line like they have, do you expect a little bit more pressure since they have those guys?
I think these guys feel, from what I've seen on film, that they can create pressure with their 4 guys, which they can. So which enables them to, not have to bring the extra pressure on people.
Does that make it a little more dangerous for Brett, given that he won't necessarily have the time that he would have in past weeks when they drop 8, but at the same time they're still going to drop a lot of guys that he has to be mindful of that?
I think he feels more comfortable when not everybody is dropping. Okay. Even though the pass rush may pick up a little bit, a little more pressure in the pocket, I think he, obviously he's a quarterback. The less guys are back there, easier it is to hopefully find guys. And it's like the sacks we had last week. I think all but the one where he got a little deep on his drop and Connor got beat on the edge for a sack. All those were like coverage sacks. I mean, they got guys covered up there. They're in max coverage, and he's looking, and at some point it breaks down. So I don't know. We'll see what happens.
What has Nate Starks done in recent weeks that maybe he's improved on most?
Yeah, I think he's what I've noticed is he has the ability. He's got good collision balance. I mean, there's times when the collision happens and he comes out of that pile running, instead of getting knocked down or knocked over or knocked off stride. So every week I'm really happy with his progress every week.
He's the biggest back you guys have had since you've been here, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Miles Jack.
Well.
Besides Miles.
Don't make such statements if you're going to get called on.
Well, I thought it was a rhetoric question he was asking me.
He said, is this the biggest back you've had since you've been here?
No, Miles Jack would be the biggest Jack. Now, is that better? Okay, thank you.
Much better when coaches tell the truth.
Yes. Anyway, anything else?
When you're scheming against a pass rush like that, but this one might be a little bit different. They get more pressure in the middle through Danny Shelton. Is there anything that you do to adapt to that?
Yeah, tell your guards to help Jake as often as they can, right? Yeah, I mean, you're always looking at who can ruin the game for you. Who's the problem, and he's definitely a guy you got to be aware of. You just can't ignore him. And so I think Coach Clem and the O-line will do a good job of they understand that. And so anytime we can get some help to whoever's got him, we're going to help him. We're not going to change our whole offensive scheme because of one guy. All right.